Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Scorpio for the month of October. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and get into it here, Scorpio. Now I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. All right. Make sure we're all set up and in view. Let me go ahead and put this up here. Then I'll also take I guess we're going to take 4 of these Kipper cards for you in this reading. So, okay, Scorpio. So right now there's something here connected to work, keeping you up late at night. You know, some of you are stressing about something. Some of you are in your mind about something connected to work. The thing is, it's because you actually love what it is that you do. Like you actually care. And you know, oftentimes when we actually care about something, you know, we spend a lot of time thinking about it, and we invest a lot of emotions, and we invest a lot of energy into, you know, this thing, whether it's like a work project or an investment or, you know, just your job generally. I think some of you are invested. I think some of you are like all in on your job, all in on your work situation. And I would just say like that's a good thing, and I can speak to that from experience. Just be careful that you're not putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Yeah, I think some of you are putting pressure on yourself here connected to work. And I always like, this phrase always helps me. This might help you. But basically, the phrase goes, what is yours cannot be taken away from you. Right? What is yours will always be there. And so knowing that, you can release the pressure of needing to always be on 100% of the time. Let's go ahead and dive in here. So in the overall situation, you have this 9 of Swords here showing up. So that you can see that this person's like in their head, right? They're having a nightmare. They're staying up late at night. They think that these swords are going to come into them, but they never actually do. And this can talk about the idea, issues around fear casting. Some of you are afraid of, like some of you are so emotionally invested into your career or into your work that, you know, this is taking up energy in all areas of your life. You're maybe even having dreams or nightmares about your career in some respects. So, you know, this is showing up pretty heavily here in the middle. The thing is, in the past, you have these two interesting cards of the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. To me, since we're looking at career and finance, you know, you're invested. Like, you love what you do here. You love what you do for work. You care deeply about the message that you share with people or the work that you do. And this is why you're getting this 9 of Swords energy here, because you're all in on something. On a different level, I did want to say, Scorpio, that it is possible that some of you here have a connection going on. Some of you might have a relationship situation that is tied into work, okay? Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because these readings, you know, this category of reading I like to keep to strictly business and career if I can. But such is the case, right? Like there are times for some people, you know, they get involved with somebody at work. I don't know if some of you like work with somebody that you're interested in, or you work with your significant other. You could have met somebody through work in some ways in the past year, but yeah, it is interesting. The other thing is though, some of you got this new start in work. It felt very good. Okay, like, and now I'm not talking about relationship stuff. Some on a different level, some of you got this new start in work, and you made a choice to move into, because the Lovers can represent a choice. You made a choice to move into a new space in work. You really like what you have, and now you're sort of like putting a lot of pressure on yourself here with the 9 of Swords to continue kind of being on. I feel that some of you feel like you need to be on 100% of the time, Scorpio. And this is a lot of pressure, is what I think is what I'm trying to say. In the future, you have the Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So this is very clear to me that some of you here in the future are going to be like, why was I so worried about losing what I have? The truth is, with this Four of Wands, it seems like the situation you're in is stable, okay? And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm reading the situation wrong, or maybe this just isn't your timeline. But the Four of Wands indicates stability, okay? It indicates foundations, achievements. It also indicates a new start in a career situation. Also indicates celebrations. And the thing is, this is paired with the Five of Pentacles, which can indicate like loss or feeling left out. But it's typically the feeling, okay? It's the feeling of being left out. And this to me is connecting here with this Nine of Swords, okay? Some of you don't recognize it's almost like maybe you're having a hard time recognizing the hard work you've put into something. Or I know that sounds silly, but it's like maybe you're like not giving yourself credit for, you know, how much value you bring to the workplace or to the world or whatever here. And you know, this Four of Wands is suggesting that you are rooted. You're rooted in whatever it is that you're doing. You're grounded in whatever it is that you're doing. And know that whatever is yours cannot be taken away, right? What is truly yours can never be taken away from you. And that is something that I feel like saying. So let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. So you have the Five of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and you also have the Knight of Cups. All right, so taking a look here, some of you disappointed in the way that things have ended in the past. This is an interesting message because it's sort of like there are polar opposites here in these messages. So we see you having started something in the past, but I also think that there have been times in your past where you've been disappointed by the way that things have ended. And what could have happened is you've recently started something and you're like, man, is this the same cycle? Like, am I going to start this and just go through the same thing? Like, am I going to go through the same painful ending with the Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords? You know, am I just setting myself up for disappointment? Here's the truth. In life, everything is a risk. Every choice you make is a risk. And you know, this can be applied to anything. Like marriage is a risk. You know, people don't think about it that way, but it is, right? Because, you know, one day somebody could wake up and say, I love you as a person, but I don't want to be married anymore. Okay, it's not funny, but I'm just using it as an example where like everything in life is a risk. And, you know, not everything in life is linear, right? The truth is that we are always changing and we're always evolving. And so just because something happened in the past a certain way doesn't mean that this new thing you're doing is going to be like that, okay? It doesn't mean that this cycle is going to keep repeating. Now, I do wonder if some of you have learned from the past, especially like if you've learned from the past, like you have a chance to start a new cycle here in your work life. You have these changes coming in with the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups look very, very good to you. Two of Pentacles can indicate a financial change. It can indicate that things are kind of up and down right now. It's like choppy waters, right? So it can mean money coming in, money coming out. But you have it here with the Knight of Cups, which is a happy event in one's life, okay? And it can also signify the arrival of some sort of creative situation or creative project or something creative in your life. So you have this event here that could come in and change things for you in your career life. I get the sense that maybe some of you notice that or recognize that here with the Nine of Swords, and you're like very focused on that. Like you're honing in on potentialities when the truth is that it's like, however it shakes out, it shakes out. The only thing that you can do is be the best version of yourself that you can be right now. And if you're doing that, then there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. So let's go ahead, and you need to trust yourself and trust that you can weather this storm. Let's go ahead and see what is in these oracle cards here. Okay, so you have Lover's House, Gift, and Community. All right, so Lover's House, Gift, and Community. It is interesting that there is this love thing for some of you that is tied into work here. Yeah, it is interesting. And I'm not sure what this looks like. I don't know how this connects into career and finance, but there's something here connected there. It's possible that you met your person through work. Some of you may be selling a house, or with house and gift. Some of you could be doing that. Gift is typically a card that is associated with like smaller sums of money. It can also refer to your gifts that you have to share with the world. You have this community card. I do want to see if there are messages connected to colleagues with that community card. I think that for some of you, you're an active member in your community, and I think that you also potentially have an audience for some of you with that community card. Yeah, I think some of you maybe have an audience as well. Let's go and see what else we have here. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Death card, you have the King of Swords, and you have the Seven of Swords. All right, so there might be a little bit of, there could be a, never loved to see this message, but with Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords, somebody's gossip, or somebody starting the rumor mill, or somebody stirring the pot could be keeping you up late at night. There might be like a rumor mill type situation going on here, because I said I wanted to see what's going on with this community card. Could be an air sign with the King of Swords. This could be a boss that is, this could be somebody who's a micromanager as well, with the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords. There's something that maybe, this Seven of Swords could be the reason why you're feeling a little bit unsure of yourself, or you're like, you're feeling unsure of yourself, or you're just like, what is the word that I'm looking for? What is the phrase that I'm looking for? It's maybe it's just unsure. It's almost like, doubting. You're doubting yourself. Duh. You're doubting yourself here at this time. And I think that maybe it's because of this King of Swords energy. You have your card here, Scorpio. The Scorpio Death card is the Scorpio card. It just means, the Death card really just means that you're transforming something, or you're going through transformations. You, of course, Scorpio, are the most transformative sign in the zodiac. And so you're capable of, taking something that is small and turning it into something big. Especially as you've maybe been going through these cycles here of like start, stop, begin again type of energy here in the past, the cycles that you've been going through here with the Death, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Swords. And what I will say is the Seven of Swords can really talk about you maybe needing to create a strategy for yourself, especially in the workplace. Like, take the back door sometimes, right? Like, sometimes we need to take an alternative approach to something. You have the Six of Cups, and you have the Hermit card. Some of you are just very concerned about something that happened in the past. The Six of Cups represents the past, and this makes you feel a little bit, some of you have a lack of trust in other people, which, hey, it's like a common thing, especially if you've been backstabbed before. But some of you feel like that's going to happen. And I would just take some moments here with the Hermit card to really spend some time with yourself. Okay, the Hermit card is all about introspection. And, ask yourself what it is that you really need to help yourself move forward in your work situation or your career situation. At the top of the pyramid, you have this King of Pentacles, which is all about Somebody who's well-to-do and well-off, this person has healthy and solid habits, routines, and structures in place that really make them successful. And so to get the King of Pentacles in a career and finance reading at the top is definitely something I would like to see. And it does say that, you can be successful here, but you have to like support yourself with appropriate structures in your life. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about a long-term situation. Some of you are contemplating what to do next or contemplating the next move I think that you've made. Some of you have made a choice and you're like, okay, did I make the right choice? Remember, in life, everything is a risk. The worst thing you can do is make no choices at all. Making no choices at all is much worse, okay? Sometimes we have to make risks. We have to take risks and go for things. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next reading.